Hi there, and welcome to our top 10 favorite video games of all time list. I know, like, there's a million of these on the internet. Why did you click on this one? I don't know, why did you click on this one? Yeah, these lists are a dime a dozen, and these are just opinions. These aren't facts. These aren't the best games of all time. These are just, personally, our top 10 favorite games of all time. So, I hope you like it. This is just content to fill the gap as I work on bigger and more crazier projects. So here we go! Number 10, Pac-Man Adventures in Time. Now, I was kind of aware of Pac-Man. There was a bunch of Flash mini games on the internet, and Pac-Man was one of them, and I remember playing that a little bit. And I remember going out to Office Max, or Office Space, I can't remember what it was called, but like, they actually had old computer games you could buy there. And I bought Pac-Man Adventures in Time. Actually, while I'm sitting here, this is Pac-Man Adventures in Time, right here. This thing was fire, alright? So imagine you're Pac-Man, but the maps are 3D and so are you. You go around the maze, and you're going to different time periods, and you can also jump. It's crazy. I don't know what else to say. It's just a cool game. But it's also weird. The humor is very strange. But yeah, if you're a Pac-Man fan, highly recommend. Number 9, Cave Story. Back in the day, my friend Dominic showed me this game. It was Cave Story, obviously, but it wasn't the deluxe version that everyone knows. This is the original version. This game was made by one guy. One guy. No other developers, just one man in his basement made this game. You're a little robot man, and you shoot things. And they drop delicious Doritos that give you experience. And the game is very tough. And the story's fantastic. It's got a lot of heart, and very near and dear to my heart. Number 8, Signalis. Signalis is a horror game. It is kind of like Silent Hill and Resident Evil. And you're a robot lady trapped aboard some mining facility with gross robot entities that have been corrupted, and they're trying to kill you, and you're trying to figure out what the heck is going on here. And you're looking for this lady, and you don't know where she is. And things get more crazier and crazier. The story is very close to how Silent Hill 2 works, but don't worry about it. It's fun. It's great. And don't fall for the false ending that the game throws at you. I almost did. Number 7, Portal 2. When Portal came out, it was a huge success. It's a 3D first-person shooter-esque game, but you're shooting portals, and you're trying to solve puzzles, and trying to escape this facility. Then Portal 2 came out, and it was huge. It was a lot bigger than the first game. The story is more in-depth. You learn more about the facility that you're in, and there's also co-op, and that's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's pretty great. I don't think we need a third one, but I wouldn't say no if we got a third one. Number 6, Ocarina of Time. This was my first experience for Legend of Zelda. I was at a friend's place for a project we were doing, and we got distracted, and I saw that he had an N64. At the time, I didn't have a console, and I asked him if we could play it, and I watched him play this game, and I was just kind of transfixed. I was hooked into whatever this world was. I remember sitting in class and kind of trying to remember what the HUD of the screen looked like and try to recreate it in my notebook. And then I finally got to play it years later, and yeah, I fell in love with it. Majora's Mask was almost my choice. For a long time, Majora's Mask was my favorite of this era of games, but I replayed it recently, and I think I like the vibes more than the actual game itself. I found myself saying, oh, I'm at this part now. Oh, I'm at this part now. But with this game, a gem. Awesome all the way through. Number 5, Earthbound. That's right, I own a physical copy of Earthbound. Do you know how expensive these are? Very. Don't even think about it if it's still in box and has the manual. You'll have to put out a second mortgage on your home. Anyways, Earthbound is basically like a regular RPG, but instead of it being medieval, fantasy, whatever, it's set in modern times. Well, 1990s modern times. And you're fighting aliens and, like, possessed creatures and just weird things. You fight a giant pile of barf at one point in the game. It's a very, very quirky, but very lovable story. And a very, very disturbing final boss. So no matter what happens when you play through this game, remember, there's no crying until the ending. Say Fuzzy Pickles. Say Fuzzy Pickles! Number 4, BioShock. Now, I remember hearing about this game at a party and someone was saying this is like the really scary game, and oh man, I was freaking out the whole time, and for a long time I'm like, I want nothing to do with it, that sounds freaky. But then I finally played it, and it's really not that scary. It's got creepy vibes for sure, but yeah, it's one of the few shooters that I enjoy playing other than Halo, the Halo series. Yeah, I really like this one. I do like the guns, and I like the powers and everything, and the ending's a little drawn out, and the boss battle at the end is very whatever, but yeah, very, very solid game. We've now come to the top 3 games on my list, and the choices I've made will surprise you. Well, some of you, not really, but for most of you, it will surprise you. These games aren't chosen because of how good they are. Obviously, you're going to see why. But it's more how near and dear to my heart they are. Okay? So number 3 on my list is Pitfall: The Lost Expedition. I can already hear you spewing your water. Like, what? Why would you ever want to play this game? The story makes no sense. It's not about the story, man. The game is fun. It's exploration. I got this game when I was 13. Alright? 13th birthday party. And I put so many hours into this thing. I felt like I was Indiana Jones, alright? That's pretty much what it is. This is discount Indiana Jones. I didn't play the other Pitfall games growing up. I didn't even know they even existed. And it's another fun fact, too, about this game, and why I like it so much. The voice actor of Pitfall, Harry here, is the same voice actor of Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop, Stephen J. Bloom. I hope to meet him someday, and he'll think like, oh, I'll have him sign this, and I'll be like, why this? Why not Cowboy Bebop? It's like, this is the first time I heard you talk, man. It's great. I love this game. My number 2, it's iNinja. Go watch the review. You know how I feel about this game. It's a fun platformer where you get to fight things as a ninja. And the only downside being the obviously weird last-minute mechanics they throw you for bosses. But yeah, iNinja's a really solid platform. And I'm still pressing for that sequel. Namco, get on it! There's so much potential! In 2004, Valentine's Day, my mother gifted us a game, which was very strange because she would never give us gifts for Valentine's Day ever. But she gifted us this game. And little did I know how much this game would change the rest of my gaming life. What goes up must come down. Yeah, it's Sonic Heroes. It's Sonic Heroes. Like, I had a lot of Sonic games to choose from. I don't know if you know this, I'm a big Sonic fanboy. Grab that pillow over there and throw it at me. Do you think I like Sonic? Look at this! Look at it! This was my first experience playing Sonic, controlling the teams, learning who all these characters are, learning who Eggman was. I felt like I was being dropped in the middle of a soap opera that was also a cartoon. Fantastic. No idea what happened in those prior games until much later in my life. And I find myself going back to this constantly. The game's not even in here. It's always in my GameCube, ready to play whenever I feel like playing it. This might not be the best game out there, the best Sonic game even out there, but I love it. You know why I like it? Because we're Sonic Heroes. And now it's time for Justin's top 10 list.
As you can see, Dan did his top 10 list. Figured I'd give you mine. So number 10, Mickey's Magical Quest. I like the whole story, plus the whole costume change mechanic is kind of works, the whole thing. Plus, it's just fun to just kind of like, play as Mickey Mouse. However, one missed opportunity in the game, instead of it being a magical turban, they should have had the Sorcerer's Apprentice costume. That probably would have been better for the wizard outfit. Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper is dear to my heart. There's going to be a lot of platformers on this list, just to let you guys know, but Sly Cooper, the original one of my favorite Sly Cooper games because it's Sly Cooper. You get to play as a master thief. I mean, it's great. Platforming is solid, plenty of things to do. Some of the gimmicks, but overall, good story, great platformer. Castlevania, Lament of Innocence. I am a Castlevania fanboy. Ever since I learned about the series, I have been invested in this. A lot of people say this is probably a weak game in the series. I could see why. Story's average. Voice acting is definitely over dramatic. Combat, really, really precise. If you're gonna play it, it's your standard dungeon crawl. But if you play it, fight mechanics are great. And so is like the blocking mechanic, and I feel the graphics for PS2 actually look pretty decent. So, that's why I play it for. Downsides, jump mechanics, not the best. And, you know, like I said before, story's a little cringy at times. Really good bosses.
Disturbing, even.
Some of them, yes. BioShock, one of the only first-person shooters that I happen to like. Great story. Also, I feel like the mix of both, you know, shooting and plasmid power, really great. Plus, sometimes the story can throw you for a loop a little bit, especially when I played it. So, one of my favorite first-person shooters. Ratchet and Clank, one of my favorites. Its mixture of platforming and guns are great. Plus, Ratchet and Clank are friends. You can never fight against the power of friendship in games like this. Trust me. Great graphics, great platforming, great mixture of both shooting and the whole wrench mechanic thing. Really good.
5. Pokemon Yellow.
I'm a 90s kid. Like all 90s kids, 90s, 2000s kids, Pokemon's my jam. This was the original game that I played, which, if any of you follow the anime, follows the anime. Not precisely to a T, but pretty close. But this one got me hooked in the series, and I've been a fan ever since.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Gotta catch 'em all! Hollow Knight. Great game. Graphics are really good. Tight 2D platformer, which is always good to my heart. And in a world of massive 3D open world games, I feel like this Metroidvania style Souls game is definitely worth a playthrough. Great mix of platforming, great mix of combat. You can't go wrong. Plus, who doesn't like small, adorable bugs? What can I say about Kingdom Hearts? This is one of my favorite game series of all times. 1, JRPG. 2, Disney. The whole mixture of like Final Fantasy and Disney, you wouldn't think works, but it actually does. Especially for when the time it came out in the PS2 when it was new to see this, I feel it does a really good job. Plus, the story is very compelling. And trust me, you will get lost in the lore. Trust me. Run while you can. Super Mario World. Classic SNES platformer. Colorful, magical, and Mario. Enough said. Whoa. TMNT for Turtles in Time. This was one of my first ever games I ever played as a child. Got me hooked on gaming. You know, what could I say? It's your classic beat 'em up, and it's great. Downside, on the SNES, you can only play with 2 people. There's subtle differences in the SNES version compared to the arcade version. For example, arcade version does not have slash. SNES version has slash. Very tough boss. I recommend you play it. That is my top 10 list. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And as always, this is the Wingman Crew Review.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Sitting on my ass doing absolutely nothing.
That's the dream.
It is.